Hello, and welcome to Common Enemies. I'm your host, Matt Hansel, and for today's episode, I'm going to be with Adam Christopher, and we talk about quitting all sorts of different things, jobs, and what else, and other stuff. And then we debate red versus blue, kind of, and then we kind of just have a beautiful discussion after that. The debate kind of went off the rails, but it was still a lovely time. I love you. Enjoy the episode. You were saying
I'm like really happy to be here.
yeah, but you said you wanted to have a bad attitude.
Oh yeah. No, I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna say that I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for having me. But for this episode, I was like, I wanted to sort of pitch the idea of like having a really bad attitude.
But you still want to be like a good conversation, but you just want to have like a sort of a disgruntled attitude about
Yeah,
it.
just put a little bit of like stink on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can
like
try-
I'll agree if like the point's good.
But you want not in a warm way.
Yeah, not in a warm way. And then I'll do stuff like this. I'll put like my feet up. Just have like a really sort of like.
And I imagine I'm supposed to feel disrespected.
Yeah. No, that's the whole thing.
Okay.
Because I'm too kind, and I feel like this is my time. You know how it was like it was women's time.
It's
like last
women
year.
are over.
Women are over now.
It's
now it's
Adam
my
now.
time.
Good. No, I think multiple people have been saying that women have had it too good for too long. What about Adam? I've heard that more than enough times
Exactly.
for where I need to get behind it, honestly.
Once I saw it on the Batwoman poster for that show on CW, I was like, no, your time is over.
It's me. It's my time.
Time's up for
All right.
women.
So yeah, we can have you be. I do want you to be like. I do want you to tell a story. We're talking about quitting today.
Oh yeah,
As our
quitting.
thing in
I
common.
love that.
I think you are just a little bit too jovial in the way you're responding still.
Yeah, I'm too jovial. It's just because like I have like a sort of lighthearted spirit. It's like my soul's wearing Nikes. Is that
Does
that make sense?
I think that's good.
Or is that too much of a pun for shoes? Oh, here we go. I don't care.
I didn't even see. I've been really bad about catching puns lately.
Yeah, me too.
I've been saying them, and people have been like, "Oh," and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But I want to talk to you because you're a retired comedian,
I'm a retired comic who does stand-up comedy.
which is most people don't think about doing it that way,
No,
which is good. But I want to,
it's
but
a lot of fun.
I want to talk to you about quitting because I feel like quitting is everyone stops things that they do, and it is like kind of a universal truth that we all kind of deal with. Is there like because you did music for a while, but is there like a quitting to you or like a stopping doing thing where
So quitting for me, like I think it's just like a really great taste of perceived freedom. I'm talking more so like about jobs. You know, like knowing that you can like you're dealing with like a shitty job situation and then just being like, well, like detaching from the matrix and be like, wait, I don't have to work here.
Yeah.
I could fucking quit right now.
Do you have
And then the fear in like management's eyes when they're like, oh no, he's thinking for himself. God damn it. We don't have control over him anymore.
You really do break the code.
Yeah.
Like there was one time I worked at a restaurant. It was like this Caribbean spot owned by a white woman.
Jaman.
Yeah. Don't you know it's
Yeah.
good? And she wouldn't pay any of us any of the credit card tips. So that's like 85% of tips. So one day I was like, hey, I'm missing like $2,000 from last paycheck. She was like, no. I was like,
smooth. That was smooth.
Literally was like, I don't think so. And I was like, no, I count every day how much I'm supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
I'm missing like, not quite $2,000, but close to $2,000.
Yeah, close enough. Anything
like,
over 1,000 is
she
like
was like,
close
no,
to 2,000.
we actually split it. And I was like, oh no, I considered that. It's just that there's only two people working in the restaurant.
Here's the thing, I factor that in too.
And it's me and the cook. So neither of us have gotten that money. So I'm gonna assume you have.
I'm gonna need that money.
Yeah, and she
Call me now.
And then she was like, "Well, we split it evenly." And I'm like, "But you're not The manager doesn't get it.
No,
the owner doesn't get it,
and clearly the manager does not get it.
Yeah, and so then I was like,
did you get the money back?
No, never. I told her I quit, and because we were so short staffed, I think I just hosed her for that like 2 weeks. While she
man,
found another victim, basically.
Yeah.
But that was like, that wasn't so much freedom because I only worked there for like 3 weeks, but I was like, that was more like just like a disappointed thing because I like
yeah.
No, it's not like
sucks.
you quit a long job. It was just like that was annoying.
Yeah.
But I have quit other jobs. What have you quit a job where you like really do feel like especially?
Oh yeah,
free?
yeah. I was living in Australia, and I ended up like running this fish and chips like corner shop,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really killing it. But it was just me and the guy who makes all the food, and then the owner was this like old German guy, which was like already mad sus because I was like, oh, old German guy, you fit the time frame of like when sus things was happening, and you're always kind of bitter and angry.
When did you arrive over here?
Yeah.
Also, might have you know, Australia and New Zealand, as far as like predominantly white populated areas, not a ton of Jews. So that would also kind of check out for an old German guy to see.
Actually, that was the thing. I saw like a Hasidic person like by the beach, and I was like, Jew, but like out of excitement.
Yeah, no.
Not like quick get rid of him.
You know what's awesome? There is so few Jewish people over there. Like I was living in New Zealand for a year, and I met one of my dad's friends, and he was telling me how little he knew about Jews, and he actually got like a Christmas present.
That's so fast. I find
he got a Christmas present for this like Jewish guy, and he goes, "Oh no, like I can't, I don't celebrate Christmas." And he goes, "What do you mean you don't celebrate Christmas?" I was like, "Well, I'm Jewish." And I was like, "Yeah, cool. I'm Samoan.
Merry Christmas."
Yeah, like okay,
that's
like,
so funny.
Just fully did not get it, which is awesome.
I think that's really funny. I think it's also really fascinating that there's still portions of the world where there's people that don't know the other types of people that are in the world.
Yeah, it's not like, I don't know. I don't picture New Zealand being like that sheltered, or maybe that was just back then. This was
right, but they have the internet, right?
I think so. I think it was either that or something different when I was over there. You know,
that's also so trippy to me that like, because I don't know, like being raised in New York, I'm just like surrounded by all different kinds of people all the time. So I'm like, okay, yeah, people are like all different kinds. Great, I get it.
Sick.
And then I go into different parts of the world. They're like, oh no, we don't talk about those people. I'm like, wait, why? They're just like people though. So I was already like, my default setting is like super woke. Yeah. That's my default setting is super woke. And it's just, it's hard out here for someone as woke as me to just like be waiting for everyone to catch up.
Mm-hmm. That's very brave.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
But quitting.
That was a little bit of stink. I put some stink.
You put some stink.
Yeah,
I like it.
I have a bad attitude.
Yeah, you're a naughty boy.
Yeah.
But quitting that job, what'd you do after?
Oh, it was funny when I quit that
what
job.
The quitting process?
It was like it was getting busy, and so I had to like answer the phones and like take out orders, as well as like a restaurant full of people coming in, and like I had to seat them and like get their orders and stuff. And it was like the next day the shift was starting, and then I was just looking at like what the day was looking like. It was going to be like another crazy busy day, no backup whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I realized I don't have to do this anymore, so I'm going to leave. And he's like, you can't leave, but like all German and stuff, you can't leave. Like you have to, all right, well, fine. Well, before you leave, you have to like make the tartar sauce and you have to prep for the thing.
And you're like,
and I was like, oh no, I don't think you get it. Like I'm leaving like right now. Like that's how this works.
Oh man, him trying to squeeze in one last little bit of boss leverage, or just like, no, I don't. That's it though.
That's it.
That's actually
that's all that's coming from me.
Wow, that must have felt really good.
That felt good.
That was good.
Yeah.
So you
oh no, there's a couple other ones. I don't have it at the moment, but
I worked. I managed this like pizza place in Auckland, and we'd usually have one. I was the bartender, but I also had I served like 8 tables as well.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if the timing's not right.
Well, yeah, and it's just me and then maybe one other server.
Yeah.
And then this like Italian pizza cook who I can only describe as so it was like if you transferred a grown man into a child's body and then he lived that way for 7 years as a child, just readapted to being a child, and then they put him back in the same guy as an adult. That was his being. He was very...
My hands, they're so small.
He was a chef, mind you.
Yeah,
he didn't know what certain vegetables were.
That's so cute.
Dude,
so cute.
We put butternut squash. we put butternut squash. Also, mind you, he had an Aladdin denim jacket and loved Disney stuff. He's like 39 years old.
Yeah.
But
that's so cute.
We finally got like another chef, and he's like coming up with new ideas because we had the same pizzas forever. Like we were supposed to mix them up a little bit. And he got, he's going to do like a butternut squash pizza. And his name was Rocco. He goes, Lucas, what this? And we're thinking he's like disapproving of the butternut squash. But like we quickly, like 2 minutes in, he's like trying to ask us about it without seeming too clueless. But we slowly catch on like, oh, you don't know what a butternut squash. You've been a cook. You've been a cook for 20 years.
All the pizza's coming out. He's just putting squares of butter on it.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening over here, Rocco?
Another like very childlike thing was he only would eat like pizza and like chicken nuggets and stuff. And like
it's too cute.
Hated vegetables.
Yeah.
Actually, this is when the weird adult man-child thing comes into play. Is one time he like Rocco, you're a chef. Like, why don't you eat vegetables? And like one time, my mother tried to give me greens as a kid, and I attack her. Yeah. Oh, we never found out what that fully meant, but yeah, he was.
Did he laugh afterwards?
No,
I love when people share like a fucking terrible, like dangerous story. And they're like, you know what I mean?
No, but he
like gangsters do that.
He wasn't like that. He really was like a man child, but he loved Bruno Mars. We hated that. And he would.
Did he play a lot of it?
So
like
we had music, like playing throughout the restaurant. Yeah. And if we would stop playing Bruno Mars, he would just put it on his phone, playing while the other music was playing. And we have like an open like, kitchen.
Yeah.
And so you would just hear like Bruno Mars like kind of in the background while
like a bossa nova beat, like hotel lounge music is playing.
And it was so terrible. But he would also I loved that job, but I loved quitting because I hated managing it because it was always just me and him there. And the new owners that came in as I was leaving were really good, but like to not work with that guy, I was just nice. Like he was just so weird and smelt bad and never washed his hands as a cook. And
oh my God.
Yeah. But it was not.
That's so fascinating to me.
It was not good. Did you ever quit?
Just the hygiene of people.
Did you ever quit like any like young or youth passions?
Youth passions?
Or like anything, like extracurriculars. Because I remember quitting like certain sports, or like I quit the trumpet and that felt really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really like anything creative. I never really like quit. I even now, as a retired comic, which first off, thank you for giving a platform for retired comics like myself. Because we're still out here doing comedy. Regular style.
Yeah, regular style. Yeah. Good.
Creatively, I mean, what did I don't do music as much, but I still haven't quit that. It's just not like a focus. What did I quit?
Is there anything that you like hard quit where you like kind of said goodbye?
Oh yeah, basketball.
Yeah.
I quit basketball.
How old?
I was in middle school.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I imagine you were a tall kid growing up.
Yeah. And everyone was like, "You got to play basketball. You're our ticket to fucking riches. You got to do this, please."
And you were just like, I don't.
Oh, I was so bad at it.
Yeah. And
I enjoyed Space Jam as a kid. I really enjoyed
That's
Space
the extent
Jam.
of
Yeah.
your basketball love.
And then I'd play like sort of pickup games like in the park and stuff. But
I can't help but notice there's no cartoons on the court. Is that
no?
All games are like
That's
that?
also like once I found that out, like I was just like, oh man, there's not enough like soul in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Just not enough.
There's no Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, no Tasmanian devil.
And I know they don't specify it in the movie, but he is saying slurs when you can't understand him. Yeah. That's why they mumble them out. That's good. Yeah,
you have to play it slow. Whatever he's saying, you got to play it slow.
It's like 4chan slurs too. It's the new pack.
Yeah.
It's the new pack of slurs.
Yeah, it's mostly like just sort of job situations that I quit. But yeah, basketball I quit. Sort of like in the middle of the game too. I didn't leave the game, but I was
you love taking a big exit.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
That is good.
It was it was like the middle of a game, and I got a rebound, and I was very excited about getting this rebound, and I was so excited that I shot the ball up, and then I made it, but it was on the wrong team. I made it for the other team. And so the coach just chewed me out from like across the court. Just like, "No, Adam, what are you doing? Get the hell on the bench." So I got benched the rest of the game. And
then you were like,
and then that was it for me. And I still got a fucking like an award for like winning. The team that I was on still won the champions. So I got like an honorary like reward thing, or like a trophy.
How did that feel, getting the trophy after you had quit? Good?
No, I just remember laughing so much because I still got a fucking trophy for doing nothing.
I'm trying to think of what else quitting trumpet, not tridding quumpet.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
That's something now.
It's something
I like it.
Yeah, I quit trumpet because
how long did you play trumpet?
Just 2 years. I played when I was 9 and 10. And the elementary school band teacher before mine was like really good. Got all the kids involved. A lot of kids like pursued their like instruments afterwards as well, and it was like a really good program.
Wow.
He retired, and they got anyone willing to teach 9 and 10-year-olds instruments. So you just get whoever you can. And his name, I probably shouldn't say his name. He's either like a danger to society, or already like he should not have been around children.
Wow.
I once saw him fight our drummer over a drumstick.
He was a child, right?
The drummer? Not 10 years old.
Yeah.
And mind you, that kid that he was fighting over with the drumstick did deserve it. Like bad kid. Used to throw rocks at kids.
From the back too, because he's a drummer.
No. But he would like scream at you and like lose his shit. And one time he took chairs away from certain students because like just any sort of disciplinary thing.
Yeah.
So quitting that felt good. Mostly because I knew he would get in trouble if I quit. And so I was like, no, I'm definitely quitting. My 5th grade teacher even tried to tell me like, no, you can't. And then I was like, no, I am done.
I can. I can.
You can't make a 10-year-old play trumpet. You just can't do that. This isn't 1850s U.S. wartime, you know?
Not at all. You're not going to be a trumpeter for the first line.
Which is, looking back, is a little bit of a bummer, because I would love to be a trumpet guy now, or like any sort of...
Well, you can always pick it up.
No. I don't.
It seems like a very hard instrument. Just also the air pressure with the puckering and the lips.
My thing with anything new,
you got to do that. Oh,
yeah,
for so long.
Yeah. No, I remember my lips getting tired.
It's not worth it.
And Fuck, what was I gonna say? I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it.
You're not gonna lose it. You haven't lost it.
Oh, picking up any
There
new
it
skill. There it is. God, yes, that feels good.
Yeah.
Picking up any new skill or like a new show, anything new, I'm always very hesitant because I don't want to like invest time or like money into it and then be like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
It's one of my least favorite like feelings is like putting myself into something and then being let down where it's like,
Yeah, but I feel like that's also
it's a vulnerability that I'm
understandable.
Myself.
No, I definitely get that, but I feel like it's also just fun to mess around with something, and then also to face the feeling of like coming to terms with like, oh shit, I actually don't love this. I think that's like a really cool thing. It doesn't feel cool while that's happening.
Yeah,
and of course, if you're sort of thinking about the money and time that you spent on it, that doesn't feel great either. But when you consider it's still an investment towards yourself because now you have a clearer picture of like, oh, I definitely don't like this. I don't want to do this. So no matter what, I feel like it's just it's worth trying out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth trying out like sip and paint sessions. I think all those places should fucking get burned down. And I think all the people that
I'm actually liking this bad attitude.
Yeah. I think the people that sign up for that should just give themselves nosebleeds off the sidewalk. That's how I feel about that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that even in your bad attitude, you can keep your jovial nature.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man,
nature. Yeah.
It's so, just the thought of them breaking all their bones would be just
so crunchy.
Delightful.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Yummy, yum. Yeah. They're in a lot of pain.
There was a sip and paint event that I passed by, and it was like just 7 people, like drinking wine, and they had this face of like just boredom of like this was going to be the highlight of my weekend. I guess it's going to be back to work on Monday for me. And it's like such a soulless kind of event, and it's such a fearful event. It's like oh, I'm scared to see if I am an artist or like be in touch with my artistry like as a person.
My thing with that is you can just buy paint.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's for the community. It's for the. What do you mean?
I don't
hang out with your friends.
Yeah, I also don't want to paint with strangers.
And then on top of that, they're all painting the same fucking thing. So it's not even, that's not art.
Yeah, no. It's
so what are you doing?
It is boring.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right though that there is like a good vulnerability in trying new things, but I think there's also another like thing to appreciate of like I kind of know I won't like it.
Yes, there is that too. I feel like just
knowing your boundaries,
even giving yourself a couple rounds of trying the thing for however long, and then realizing you just need like 1 or 2 of those to be like, oh no, I think I have a pretty good sense of whether I'm gonna like this next thing that I think I like right now. So that's good.
One of my favorite things to honestly do though is to like people will be like, oh, you gotta try this, and then me being like, I won't. like when people like recommend a show, I'm just like, I won't watch it. They're like, because for so many people, it's like such an emotional attachment where I'm just like, I no.
Yeah.
And they're like, people don't just say no to them. They'll be like, it's everyone gives them the like, oh yeah, like sure. And I'm like, I just don't think so. Like I just
it's not in the cards for me.
No,
it's not gonna work out. Yeah.
You ever quit like?
I quit high school.
Did you quit?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I quit high school.
I didn't know that.
That was great. I gave 11th grade 2 weeks, and then I stood up in the middle of class. It was like a history class, and I just got up and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And she was like, Adam, sit back down. You're disrupting the class. And I was like, no, I don't think you get it. I don't want to do any of this anymore. And she's like, sit down or I'm going to send you to the principal's office. And I'm like, no, that's exactly what I want. I want to speak to the head honcho who's running this place. I need to speak to that guy.
That rules.
So she kicked me out of the class. Or no, it was already on that way.
But I'm sure she felt good about it.
Yeah. She seemed like she was very like, I'm disciplining him. I'm like,
I win.
I still don't think you get it.
Yeah.
I'm on my way out literally today.
So you were just done.
Yeah. I found out like in 10th grade that you can drop out after like you're 16 or something, and I was like, oh, that's great. Let me do
I'm
that.
16.
Yeah. I was like, let me get the fuck out.
What were you like as a student before then?
Well, I was always really funny, but I was not like the class clown.
Mm.
I was like the guy that would just do something that would make the whole class laugh, like just randomly. Like one of the times that we had like a substitute teacher, and then we had to like write our own name for the roll call, and then she'll like call the names. So I wrote Spider-Man once, and that that like got such a huge laugh because the substitute teacher was this African woman.
So
so she's like, Spider-Man. And then everyone just started laughing.
She didn't even realize that Spider-Man wouldn't be a child's name.
Yeah.
That's good.
She just took it as like, nah, I think I know a Spider-Man in my where I come from, so that's not too weird.
That's good.
And then so she says the name, and then I like raise my hand. She's like, you're not Spider-Man. I was like, no, I'm Spider-Man. And then that got a laugh, and then she's like, why you do that? And then again, just laughter. So I would do stuff like that. Nothing like major, but like whenever I did something, it would
I didn't, my mom was a teacher, so I never wanted to like
That's interesting.
I never wanted to ruin a teacher's day, but I always wanted to create hijinks. Like I felt like I did a decent job at like walking that balance.
Yeah.
But I would do whatever I could to derail the day. That was always my like thing. Like there was one. The funny thing is like with substitute teachers, a lot of time you'll get like a lot of the same ones. So I had like built up rapport with some of them where they like kind of know that I'm gonna do this. So we kind of work out a deal as the class goes by on how much we're actually gonna do based on like how much I'm like the union leader of the students, and it's like we'll do 10 of the questions, not all 20, and I'm gonna do a bit the whole time. And it's like
yeah.
And it's like because you're only there for the day. It's like you might as well bend the knee to the 20 children who are there to ruin your day. Like the substitute teachers, I feel like kind of go into the day knowing that.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know how people do it. Maybe, I mean, I think
it's a job, right? And that's how desperate some people are, or like sort of however life unfolds for them, they're kind of just stuck as a substitute teacher for a little bit.
I think people like the detached nature of the job though.
Yes.
Like you show up for a day and it's just like, well, that's it.
Playing Roots. We're playing Roots today.
Playing the movie Roots to like a second grade classroom.
Don't worry, it's old. You won't get it.
Yeah. What's going on with Kunta Kinte? What? So
this isn't accurate, by the way. Yeah. Anyways, enjoy the movie.
His name's not Toby. I couldn't help but notice that. They keep getting that wrong. Is that like a...
What a feeling, though. I don't know. I just felt so excited whenever it would not be the teacher coming in.
Yeah.
Because it would be like, oh, I don't have to do fucking shit for this. This is great.
Have you ever enjoyed watching someone else quit? Because I think about, I had a Spanish teacher I really hated in 8th grade, and we made her quit. We didn't like make her. One class in specific, it wasn't my class, but one class in specific like broke her to the point where with 2 weeks left of school, she left. She was just out. And so it was the best. It was the best thing for all of her classes because
victory for the kids.
Because she didn't leave.
Was that a crack?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds refreshing.
It's so nice. I need it.
That's great.
But she left nothing for administration, for grading, anything like that. So we just told them what our grades were before. And everyone was just like, we actually had like a sit down meeting because like the vice principal came in and was like, this is what's going to happen. Went back to his office and we all had to kind of agree we can't all get A's. So we were like, all right, be honest, who had like D's and F's in here? We'll give you C's. But like, we were like,
so corrupt.
We're like, we were literally like, if you get an A, they're not going to believe it. Then the whole thing goes to shit. All right. So Ethan, I'm sorry, but you have to get a C-.
Yeah.
You have like, it's better than you were going to get. Be grateful. That's two full letters higher. You have to acknowledge that. Please, for the rest of us, you have to do this. And it was the most cohesive, like collective interest I've ever seen work.
Oh, that's great.
Amongst children, mind you.
Amongst
like
children.
13-year-olds who are bitter and hormonal, and they were just like, this is ultimately good. We can do this. People made sacrifices and compromises, but it was like, and we all felt good knowing that she was gone too. I think that's what made it so worthwhile.
Was she just like the worst?
Terrible.
Yeah. What'd she do?
She was very like started off the year very passive aggressive, and that's for 13-year-olds. You can't really do that, especially if you're not assertive enough or good at your job enough for us to like respect you in a way. But we would get up to like, we would fuck around a lot in that class. Like there was one time where we were throwing pencils across the classroom because it was like she taught in the middle of the classroom in like an aisle.
Yeah.
And then we all sat on like opposite sides. So we would like throw pencils while she was teaching. And one time my friend Noah hit her in the back of the head, and we blamed our other friend John instead. He was like the nicest, like most well-behaved kid, and we blamed him, and she like didn't believe it, and they're like, no, it really was him. And then he started crying at one point. But then we said, oh, okay, no, it was Noah. Once we saw him crying, it was like, okay, that's not, we can't give him that attention. But yeah, I guess watching an enemy quit at like a young age was always nice to see, like a rival sort of be gone. Like honestly, like a good, like
that is a fun moment.
A bad coworker too.
I've
had terrible coworkers quit or get fired, and I'm like, the wait the next day is so nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like that?
I've experienced that. Nothing. Oh, there's just like this guy who's such an asshole, and we all just kind of like messed with him in the restaurant. He'd like prep his like bread before he approaches the table, and we'd like take the bread away. Just stuff like that.
Why was he so bad?
It was like that. Oh, he was like a poacher. He would like take all our tables.
Oh, I hate that.
It's so annoying.
That's your money.
Yeah. And he would do that, and he would do it in the way of like, hey, that's the game.
Oh,
that's the game. And then he was rude to all the bus boys, who are now bus men, by the way.
That's good.
Yeah.
They made it.
So he was rude to all of them. So and like I was in very much favorable with all the bus boys. Like truly, it was so cool. Like this restaurant I was working at, like they would always come to help me. Like so, like my section would get like sort of like what would be like first class service because all the bus boys were just be helping me.
That's what people like in restaurants don't realize sometimes is you got to take care of people.
You know what I
around,
noticed
like,
about life?
Here's
what I noticed about life. When you treat people like a human being, and you're like sort of like fun to work with, people like you. And they want to be around you, and they're more willing to help. That's what I noticed. That's just me though.
Well, I feel like so many people, especially in restaurants, try to like, people are like stressed, but they try and like strong arm you into everything. And it's like, that only goes so far. Because the moment that you like feel any sort of like you can not help them if you don't have to, you won't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to say fuck you.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's actually not my job, which is crazy. So no, that's.
But when you treat people with like a sense of decency, those lines aren't there anymore. It's just sort of like, hey, whatever you need, man.
Yeah,
I'm here for you.
Sick. I feel like we should probably change over to the debates.
Oh.
And I don't know. Do you have any ideas to start off for debates? I actually don't know for this one.
Are you on the blue team or the red team?
I think I would go blue. But
blue?
I feel like you're a blue. You're
Oh,
blue.
I'm blue. But like I like being red sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why red? What about
Sometimes they just make sense.
red? Okay. What
I'm
about
just trying to like.
No. We could argue blue versus red as colors.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would red be a better color? Like what?
Because it's commanding color. Blue is like too chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
that's my favorite color. But
I'd say that red is typically like an antagonist character, right?
Yes.
But you think that's ultimately a good thing?
It's a good thing.
What?
Yeah. Because it gives a chance for the blue to shine.
But I feel like that would make it so that blue would just be better. No. No, because you're saying
red is more important.
Because
so blue can shine.
Otherwise, blue would be nothing. Fascinating.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what is red? What like things do you count as red in your life?
Steak.
Steak?
Yeah.
And what's blue?
What's blue?
What is steak making shine more than steak?
Oh man, after you eat like a steak for like a few days straight.
Steak for a few days straight?
Yeah, you're like, oh, just give me some vegetables. Get me out of here. My veins feel so thick.
Yeah, I guess
I'm gonna die.
That's right. With anything, there is like if you have, I guess red is like could be. I guess in this case, red is anything bad.
Yes.
And you do. I guess it's more important because you do need. Once there's like a point of like too much or bad or ick or no good,
there comes the blue.
Just and it's
shining away.
I guess you're right, but is there anything
we're supposed to debate and then I got you to
no
to feel like I guess you're right.
No, I did the same thing with Ryan Thomas. He came on here and he's great.
Yeah,
he's such a cool guy. Amazing.
Really dig Ryan.
But there was times where I try and be, because it is my show.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could just no. But no, I think it's more serviceable to be like, you know what? I actually see your point.
Yeah.
And I think it might be more fun actually if I was to just be like, no. I mean, I just doing it right now was a lot of fun, but I think I want it to be like a fair, because I don't want to just be like right here, right now. But for the 30 people listening, if they're like, you were wrong and you should have admitted it, I'd hate to do that.
Well, you get to have the redemption episode, the next one,
where
you get to do like a solo one. You're like, hey,
here's why I was actually right.
Yeah.
I was just kidding when I gave Adam that victory. He didn't actually win.
What's like another fun thing to like debate? You mentioned something about
sorry.
Am I a moron?
Yeah. You were saying.
No, you were saying.
Are you a morning person or a night person?
Oh, night person.
I'm a night person.
Yeah.
No, same.
I'll stay up. Well, and my sleep schedule is so weird because I'll go to bed at like 8 a.m. That's how much I just ride the whole night.
Wow.
Until the sun starts.
I say wow. I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
But I try and be in bed by like 3.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Then 3 comes around and like my inner rebel is just sort of like, nah, there's no family around. There's no parents to boss you.
Yeah.
You can stay up. Then I'm like, you're right.
You essentially have
dark
quit.
Voice.
Yeah, you essentially have quit what's it called? The rhythm, circadian rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
You've quit that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've quit it.
Do you miss sunlight?
No. I mean, I've experienced a nice sunny day every once in a while. You know, they're really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get much better. So once you've experienced a few glorious sunny days, you're like, I get it.
I will say, if we're on like the topic of like too much and then, you know, making the other thing better, I will say I've tried to like get on like a hands-on like quote unquote normal schedule before, and I'll do it for a little bit, but I get like bored by it.
Yeah.
I kind of like being up in my room at 3:30 in the morning in like a slight panic. Because I'll wake up in like at normal times and I'll be like, if I do it every once in a while, it's nice. But if I do it every day, I'm like, what the fuck am I like? Nothing's happening at 10 in the
man,
morning.
that Adam Sandler joke is like perfect. Where it's like in his special, which if anyone is a comedy fan, and you haven't seen Adam Sandler's special, which came out a few years ago, it's like truly one of the best representations of what comedy is. I think it's just such a funny special. He's not trying to like make a point. He's not trying to be clever.
What's the joke that you're
The
referring
joke is like he mentions like, oh, you know those people that wake up at like 6 in the morning. He's like, yeah, I like to wake up 6 in the morning, you know, like right before the sun. That's my time. I like to just be alone, and you know, that's for me. I do it for me. And then he's like, all right, I'll try that out. And then he like tries it out, and it's like, yeah, I wake up in the morning, I do a little workout, and then I have some breakfast, have a couple meetings. Then I have a second breakfast.
Yeah.
Like then I do some stuff. I hang out with the family. I didn't even know my kids took a bus to school. That's nice to find out.
That's
And then
great.
it's like 11 a.m. and I'm like, when the fuck is this day over?
Yeah. No, I kind of like I like a little bit of the fight that happens in having an off balance schedule a little bit. Is waking up, I feel like the panic gets me going a little bit.
Yes. Oh,
and
for sure.
And it's like, all right.
Well, now it's like primal.
Yeah.
When that starts happening, it's like, oh no, that's a real fight today.
Yeah. No, and it's I would argue that like for me personally, I get that people I like having routine, but I also like I don't know, I like what I like too.
Yeah,
It's like
no, that's the thing. That's I feel like that's just the thing about life, right? It just kind of just flows. Because I've experienced like a normal schedule, like when I have jobs or whatever, and it's like I'm fine with that. It's totally fine. But like left to my own devices, I just sleep whenever I'm tired. And if usually around like late in the night is when my brain is like active, like conceptually.
Yeah.
And that's like I'm not gonna just sleep that off. It's not gonna like stay with me till like the next morning. The next morning, I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm still here. So, or what do I have to do today? It's not like this sort of free space of like, oh yeah, all those fun thoughts that I had last night that I I slept on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess we could probably squeeze in one little argument. What's your favorite month?
My favorite month?
And why is it the best?
Oh, I'll just say June because it's right before like the main time of summer.
Mm-hmm.
Weather's still pretty chill, and that's like when my birthday is.
When's your birthday?
June 17th.
Oh, mine's June 12th.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's very good.
Great.
Mine is.
No, I disagree.
I hate your bad attitude, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I would say October. Because
oh, that's a good one. Or no, it's not.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
There you go.
I like I like October because I find that it's, you know, people have really wanted to like hold on to the last little bits of warm weather, summer, and there's not a ton. There's Halloween, but it's at the end of the month. Throughout the month, there's not a ton happening. So it really is people are around. People aren't like really going on vacations in October, but they're like here. And so I find that it's usually the best time to just like hang out with people.
Yeah.
Because you say no.
I say no.
Mm-hmm.
The leaves, they look disgusting.
Yeah, no, I actually don't like the leaves.
I love the leaves.
I have a family member who is going through some memory loss right now.
Oh.
And has forgotten the concept of autumn.
Oh, interesting.
So they've been yelling at my other family member about like what are you going to do about the trees? Like it's their fault. And it's been a lot to deal, but it's also been like, oh yeah, it is kind of like silly that like you've forgotten.
Isn't that wild too? It's just like the sense of humor of life itself. There's still something naturally funny that's occurring within this very like sort of
very serious thing,
very serious and like a family tragedy kind of situation, but there's still something funny about it.
No, there was one time where my dad's mom was in the stroke ward in the hospital, and
I thought you said stroke wars.
She won. We're in the stroke ward. We think it's gonna be like a very serious day. Because, you know, something significant has happened.
Yeah.
And I'm there in New Zealand, actually, with my best friend. He was like just on the trip with me. And then my uncle. and it's just us visiting her. Everything it's gonna be like this really somber day, and I don't think I've ever had more fun in my life
That's so wild.
because she still had like a good attitude that day, and doesn't really know what's going on around her, and she was making fun of the other stroke patients in the ward. So there's like a guy who for lack of shitting his pants, and she is like shaking her head and laughing at him, and like their families are looking at us like we need to do something, and it was like, no, she kind of gets to do this now, like she's earned it in a way. And there's like a guy telling there's a guy sitting next to her like telling a story over and over, the same story, and at one point she just goes, "Rah, rah, rah." She can't
so funny.
She can't vocalize words, but she can still. And that was when I like.
She still has her wits about her.
That was when I like
that's
really.
So funny.
That was like your wit is just a part of you.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. It's part of your soul. It's like really wild.
Even in such a compromised state, you could just still like be throwing zingers at people. And like,
I love that, man.
That's
so amazing. Like the essence of comedy. It's just like it's just right there.
It really is beautiful.
It's also like stuff like that. Really, like that's what I never cry about sad things.
Mm-hmm.
I always cry about like tender moments that you experience in life, or like tearing up over like a mom disciplining her child like in like the coolest way you've ever witnessed in real life, and you're like,
really?
oh shit, this kid's gonna like turn out all right. Like that the way the mom just handled this situation was amazing. Like I started tearing up over that. So like moments like that too. It's just, man, like in terms of like trying to understand whatever the fuck comedy is, it's like just so beautiful that like despite how awful life can be, like there's like this sort of smirk, and a glint in the eye that like occurs, and I think that's like really amazing.
No, it is good. I mean, honestly, we didn't really argue that much, but I thought that was a good tangent we went down.
Yeah.
I think we'll cut it off there. Would you like to do all your plugs?
Oh yeah. If you like honest companies, visit deceptionstones.com. And also
I love what you've been doing with that thing, by the way.
Thank you very much.
It really is cool. I know we were hanging out the other day. You left for a meeting. Did that go well?
Yeah. The meeting went really well. I'm planning a stunt, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where can they find Deception Stones?
Oh, deceptionstones.com.
Nice.
Yeah. And then
follow them on Instagram.
Adam Christopher on Instagram, and then yeah.
Awesome.
That's about it.
This has been Common Enemies. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks man.
That was awesome.
Great. Yeah.